I had really fond memories of Gremlins 2. It's one I remember going to see in the cinema. It's one that I remember loving. It's a whole host of fun and very different from the first Gremlins. But it's been a while since I revisited it. And after watching Gremlins and loving it yet again, because it's just a terrific movie, I was really eager to move on to part 2, the new batch, and see what I really remembered about it and how it held up after all these years. And right from the opening scene where it starts off with Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny, it lets you know that this is a completely different animal from the first one. Whereas the first one was dark, foreboding, it was kind of a small town inhabited by these monsters who were deadly, this one is a lot more child friendly. It's a lot more fun, it's a lot more cookie cutter and very much very light-hearted. The story this time around about Gizmo is that his owner dies and he escapes and haphazardly ends up in a building where Billy is now working after moving out of his small town into the bustling world of New York, into Clamp Towers, where this larger than life character is just opening businesses left, right and centre. He is building a building of the future. It's all technology based, everything is automated almost. Billy's there, and Gizmo finds his way to him, and very soon he gets water on him. There is more gremlins, they cause havoc. This movie is a complete 180 from the first one. And I kind of like the darkness that the first one had in it. It's kind of mean-spirited. Some of the gremlins were a bit, deadly, dangerous this time around. They're more kind of funny, they've got the googly eyes. It's more about setups. It's very much comedic and it's kind of aiming very much for the laughs after laughs after laughs. And it's fun and it's novel and it's still a good movie. But I don't think it holds up to the first one. By taking things out of the small town environment, it kind of robs it of that survival instinct and puts it into this bustling metropolis where nobody really cares about anybody. They're all just about themselves. They want what's best for them. They don't really care about everybody else. They bump into each other. They're rude. They're obtrusive. They're in your face. Feels as if it's going to go towards that kind of aspect and kind of mention a little bit more about the contrast of living between the big city and the little city, but it doesn't really happen because the Gremlins, like I said, the Gremlins are fun. Some of the CGI doesn't hold up as well, especially with scenes of Gizmo walking about the streets, look particularly dated, but they're still kind of fun because it's a cute, fun character that we want to spend time with. The characters of Billy and some of the other characters that come from the first movie aren't that greatly fleshed out. You don't really get too much of an idea of them, and they don't feel like characters that we want to spend any kind of time with. And one of the biggest grievances I've got with Gremlins 2 is the fact that it leaves Gizmo. It just abandons the character for long periods of the movie, and the relationship between Billy and Gizmo and their sort of strive to stop this mayhem from happening was part of the key aspect of the first one that gets sidelined here, as it focuses on the Gremlins just doing weird and wacky things that generally don't really make sense in the bigger picture. Whereas in the first one you kind of understood why or how they were doing the crazy things they were doing. Here it seems a little bit odd, a little bit weird, like when they're filming a cooking program and all of a sudden one of them pops out the pot that's been boiling and cooking for a while. This gremlin pops out of it. Again, they're breaking the rules because the pot is full of liquid. The gremlin's fine inside it. It's no more gremlins coming. I'm digressing here. I feel like I'm being more negative on this movie than I should, because I did have a lot of fun with it, but compared to the first one, it doesn't hold up as well as that. I don't think the story holds up as well. I don't think the characters are as fully dimensional as they are in the first one. I don't like the fact that it's missing that dark element, the element of fear, of terror, of horror that the first one had, and it's definitely more aimed at kids. There is very much a great deal of love towards the Universal monster movies, and the sort of monster movies of the 40s and 50s is their homage constantly throughout this movie. It's almost as if Dante's picked all the things that he liked and just threw them into a movie and hoped that it was going to work out. It's a little bit meta before meta was a thing, and some of that doesn't hold up as well. With scenes from Hulk Hogan and Leonard Maltin, they feel pandering almost. Overall, I was a little bit disappointed in Gremlins. I still think it's a fun movie. It's still one that I'll go back and watch, but compared to the original, it's not a patch on it. And that's strange because in my mind, I had both of these on kind of level pegging. Whereas Gremlins was a 5, I'd say Gremlins 2 is maybe down to like a 3.5. Unfortunately. I wish I could have loved it more than what I did. I did find it fun and entertaining, but already it's kind of leaving my brain, whereas Gremlins 1 still rattles around in there. What do you think of Gremlins 2 compared to the first one? I'd really love to know your thoughts, so let me know in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time on Man vs Film.